Just when I thought we were done with the Tamar and the Kandi beef, Jessie Woo, who used to work at Dish Nation with Tamar and had a very public beef with her, is speaking out in defense of Kandi. And also spilling some tea about some of the things that Tamar used to say behind the scenes at Dish Nation about Kandi.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So yesterday we posted a video breaking down for you Tamar's recent interview with The Breakfast Club, where she spoke candidly about her beef with Kandi and what Kandi said about her during her Entertainment Tonight interview. We've talked about this endlessly. If you missed that video, I'll post a link somewhere here. But now Jessie Woo, who used to work with Tamar and had a very public beef with Tamar just a year ago, I had to go back and watch the multiple videos that we did covering their beef because I couldn't remember what exactly started this. And I'm going to link those videos in this video as well so that you can understand the history between all of these women. Okay, but I told you in the last video, I said, at what point do we look at the common denominator in all of these beefs? Tamar is the common denominator. Again, not everyone is innocent. I feel like everyone that engages in beef has some part to play, but we have to look at the common denominator. It's Tamar with this one, Tamar with that one. We were just talking about Tamar versus Craig Stewart. That was just like a week ago. This video that I did on Jessie Woo and Tamar, that was a year ago. We were just talking about Tamar and Bang a Yang Yang Man, who we found out later she married. Mind you, the Jessie Woo beef had to do with Bang a Yang Yang Man. And Jessie talking about Bang a Yang Yang Man on her YouTube channel. All right, so Jessie Woo went on her YouTube channel to talk about her work experience with Tamar, but also she's worked with Kandi. Let's take a look at what she had to say about what Tamar used to say behind the scenes anytime Kandi's name would come up.
I can tell you from working with her at Dish Nation, immediately whenever Kandi would be a talk, whenever Kandi was like in part of pop news, she would always say stuff like, she's not a good person. I know that's your girl. I know that's your girl. Like, it was to the point, even like hair and makeup, when she would bring up Kandi, hair and makeup would be like, yeah, okay, yeah, we know she ain't a good person. We know, like, it's like, we know. But she could never give us.
It's giving obsessed. As someone that has been in a very similar situation with someone that has beef with me that I don't have beef with them, and I'm a constant part of their conversation to other people that don't even know me. That's the vibe that I'm getting from the situation. It's like anytime Kandi's name come up, or she will bring Kandi's name up.
Why Kandi was not a good person. It gives Amanda Seales and Issa Rae. The way that super chat just clocked it gives Amanda Seales and Issa Rae. You know, when you just don't like somebody, you've had awkward interactions with somebody, but it's just not enough for you to just say, you know what? I don't like that person. But you have to go on a media blitz to get everybody not to like that person. Tamar is to Kandi what Amanda Seales is to Issa Rae. Same thing. It is the same thing. It is the same thing. And she could never say what Kandi did to her. And every time I see this come up, I'm just like, what?
Look, I've said this before, Kandi's not innocent, but no one is innocent. We all have our things. We all are not perfect people. However, when do we look at the common denominator? It can't be everyone else and Tamar is innocent. And I get it. I see so many people defend Tamar when it comes to her sisters. And again, they're not innocent. But when do we look at the common denominator? Well, Jessie was not done. She had more to say in regards to her work experience with Kandi. And the work experience with Kandi actually reiterates what so many people have said about working with Kandi, including Andy Cohen. Hence why Kandi just revealed she now has a development deal with NBC Universal. You can't be that bad behind the scenes if people want to continue to work with you, if you continue to get opportunities.
I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing I said about Issa Rae and Amanda Seales. I've worked with both these people. One was insufferable, the other was not. Kandi, when she comes to work, let me tell you something. When I did a la carte with Kandi would show up to the makeup chair with her base makeup already, like base, because she didn't want to give the makeup team too much work to do. This is Kandi Burruss.
Let me tell you this. As someone that is a Taurus, Kandi's a Taurus as well. That is our Taurus nature. We were just talking with Femtaro on her YouTube channel. She was talking about the type of guest that I am. We don't like to be a problem. And I'm trying to get out of that because I feel like sometimes, especially as Tauruses, we don't want to be the problem. We to the point where it's like, no, we deserve treatment. We deserve to feel special. We deserve for people to make us feel comfortable. But that is a very much a Taurus trait. We don't, we don't want to do too much. We don't want to be a problem. We do that in corporate America. We do that in our personal lives. So as soon as Jessie said that, I said that tracks as a Taurus. We don't like to, we don't want to be too much, especially as a guest, especially in the work environment. We'll go above and beyond. Even on our last day of work, you're not going to talk about us and that on the last day or the last few weeks that we didn't do what we were supposed to do. When I was working my corporate job, I was like, make sure that you guys have everything that you need, even though I'm leaving the job. But that's just how Tauruses are.
I'm sorry. I will always windmill for Kandi Burruss. When I saw her do that, I was like, oh, the humility. She's always been humble. But the humility. She comes in early. She don't got a big entourage. You don't got to babysit her, which I've seen with with Tamar. You don't have to babysit her. She comes in. She gives you the least work to do. She makes it so easy. She's so easy to work with. So easy to work with. If anybody ever tells you Kandi's not a pleasure to work with, they're lying. They are lying. They're lying. So easy to work with. And if she even just hears you say you trying to do something, oh, I know this person. Let me put you in contact with this person. Literally, I've seen her do it. She's done it to me. She's done it to other people. Random on the set. Oh, let me connect you.
And that's why Kandi will always be blessed. Again, we understand there are people that don't like Kandi. They don't like the years of Kandi. You don't have to like Kandi. But we need to look at the facts of a situation. More times than not, people have said good things about Kandi when people aren't looking. And that's the time to pay attention to people's behavior. When people aren't looking, when cameras are not up. What are they doing then? What type of people are they when people aren't looking? Time after time after time, we've looked at behavior with Tamar. Behavior, again, I had to go rewatch some of the videos that I did in regards to Jessie Woo and Tamar's beef. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because that was the time I was so happy. I was like, wow, finally Tamar showing growth in regards to how she was handling the first public embarrassment with Bang Yang Yang Man, her ex-husband now. I was like, wow, she really had worked on herself and she was healing. Only for us shortly thereafter, I was like, I was wrong. She did multiple videos in regards to the Jessie Woo of it all. That involved one of Jessie Woo's friends and Jessie Woo's friends possibly DMing with Bang Yang Yang Man at the time. So this beef between Jessie and Tamar stemmed from Bang Yang Yang Man and Jessie talking about the man. And then she just made all kinds of videos and just so many posts about that situation back then, which again was not that long ago. It was about a year ago. And we covered it. Again, if you want context as to the relationship between Jessie and Tamar, you will get context in those videos. It's just too long. I looked at the times that I talked about it. I was like, oh my gosh, it was like 40 something minutes talking about that whole situation. But I definitely pay attention to Jessie's experience because she's worked with both people. And for me, that gives a better insight because I haven't worked with Tamar. I haven't been around Tamar. I've only covered stories about Tamar. I've had a little bit of a social media run-in with Tamar over the years. That's about it. But again, who is the common denominator here? The thing that Tamar needs to do, I know right now she's promoting her show with her mother, but what she really needs to do is focus on that. Focus on not clapping back on social media, taking digs on social media. Take a real social media break. She has talked about openly being in therapy and things like that. Continue with that. Sometimes it's just best, I think, for everyone to take a social media break. But for someone like Tamar, without a doubt, take a social media break. Take some real time to heal. Because Tamar loves to go in these interviews and talk about healing, and she's in a different chapter in her life. I feel like we've been through so many different chapters with Tamar, but they all seem like chapter one. Guys, as always, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on what Jessie Woo had to say about working with Tamar and what Tamar used to say behind the scenes when it comes to Kandi and her work experience with Kandi. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now. Here we go.